Elche comes in and gets it. Cowell walks in, takes a shot, he scores! Caden Cowell!
Cowell gets the Voodoos off on the right foot against Hearst, and 3 minutes later, they add to it.
Sent down, now Russo walks in. Russo with the shot, he scores! Justin Russo!
But the Jacks mounted a comeback. Henri Ouellette gets them on the board, and then in the second, William Paquette draws the Jacks even. They would even take the lead, but then Jack Nolan gets sprung on the breakaway, and he evens things up for Powassan. This one needed overtime.
Zone. Como gains Voodoo's territory, walks in, takes a shot, he scores! And Hearst wins this one in overtime.
Great game. Espanola against Elliott Lake. The visitors draw first blood.
Elliott Lake stolen away just inside the blue line. Back pass into the slot, backhand, and a goal. A dagger for the Vikings.
A dagger because up until that point, the Vikes had been pressing hard. But finally, it did pay off. Tanner Gould ties it up soon after. And then
2-on-2 back the other way. Drop passes, they crisscross. Shot and a goal! Montgomery Parsons able to beat Meredith. Up the door, and then Elliott Lake trying to make something happen, and a goal! Montgomery Parsons, his second straight goal of the period.
The Vikes ultimately pull away in this one and take it 7-3. Timmins in Iroquois Falls, the Rock hit first and then add to their lead in the second period.
The forecheck, nice seam pass. Kelly with a good touch back. Fortunate bounce was right below, and he walks it and buries it, he scores!
But the Storm just refused to die. Remy Gendron gets his squad on the board with that tally. 4 minutes later, Isaiah Felix gets in on the fun. He cut the deficit to 1. In the third, it was full of drama.
Stretch up ahead. Looks like Sherwin's going to win the race to this one. Sherwin a back score! Ben Sherwin puts it home in the backhand. It's 3-3. Long stretch up ahead, bouncing pass. Got right by everybody. Goes right to McClellan. He scores!
Henry McClellan with the dagger for Timmins after the Storm had clawed all the way back. 4-3 the final. The Eagles were in Kirkland Lake. There's no gentle way to put this. It was a slaughter. We'll spare you most of the carnage. Sioux up 2-zip win the first when Landon Stevens adds to it, ripping home the shot. In the second, Eagles up 4-0 at this point. Benjamin Pouliot makes it 5 with the one-timer. The Miners finally get on the board with one of the best members bounces of the week right there. Falls right into their lap, but it was a painful night for them. They fall 11-3 to the Sioux. Tonight's games, 4 on tap for you. The Thunderbirds in Blind River. The Eagles travel to Powassan. Hearst faces off with French River, and Timmins will head to Espanola. Let's start with the Thunderbirds in Blind River. Sioux beat them 4-2 back on September 21st. Blind River won 2-1 in their last game out against Powassan on Sunday. They are now 2-3 over their last 5 games. The Thunderbirds lost a 3-2 heartbreaker to Sudbury on Thursday. They are now 3-2 over their last 5 contests. Hearst faces off with French River. The Rapids, if you'll recall, beat them 5-1 on the road last week, but they lost their last game out on Sunday against Timmins 6-2, while the Lumberjacks, of course, beat Powassan 4-3 in overtime last night, and the Jacks are now 3-2 over their last 5 games. The Eagles face the Voodoos in Powassan. Sioux beat them 3-2 last week in a late dramatic comeback. The Birds destroyed Kirkland Lake last night 11-3. The Voodoos dropped that overtime heartbreaker to Hearst last night, and Powassan currently have lost 4 of their last 5 contests. Finally, Timmins in Espanola. First meeting of the season between the two teams. The Paper Kings got dropped 7-3 last night in Elliott Lake, and they are 2-1 over their last 5. While the Rock pulled out a 4-3 squeaker over Iroquois Falls last night, and they are currently riding a 3-game win streak. Okay, your primetime player from last night, it is Alexandre Boivin of the Hearst Lumberjacks. Didn't have to make a ton of saves, but they were huge, including that penalty shot right there that he stopped. 29 of 32 saves to lead the Lumberjacks to victory. And your play of the day brought to you by BrokerLink, Auto, Home, and Business Insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. your insurance shouldn't be. And it's Boivin once again, absolutely robbing the Voodoos.
Cowell with the puck walking in. Cowell, back for Misa for Cowell. What a save! Oh my goodness! Got the pad out and everything. That was Boivin with a miraculous save for Hurst.
Yeah, and always remember that to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the NOJHL all throughout the season, you can head to the league's official social media outlets. Thank you so much for watching, and now it's time for Puck Drop. Off to the rink we send you. Enjoy the game, everyone.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the second game in as many days, as it's the Powassan Voodoos looking to get off the schneid against the Sioux Eagles. Last weekend these two teams met. It was a 3-2 win in Sioux, Michigan. And we're just about set for the national anthems here at the Sportsplex.
Canadian national anthems. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly screaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command, car ton bras s'est porté l'épée, il s'est porté la croix, ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard
Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by the Clubhouse by Gateway Golf, located on Oak Street East in North Bay, Ontario, with over 200 plus real-time courses, simulator arcade games, and delicious eats. The Clubhouse is North Bay's newest social hangout.
And we welcome you back inside the Sportsplex. It's Courtney Kenny along with Ben Long. Here's your starting lineup. I'll give you the Sioux. Ben can give you the Voodoos. Cooper Fredericks, Alex Provorozniak, Lucas Caulfield, along with Cole Reggett, and Gabriel Fisher up on the back end, and Jace Norrell, who sports a .905 save percentage and a .285 goals against average. Ben, take her away.
For the Powassan Voodoos, we have Justin Russo in between Caleb Dawson and Caden Cowell on forward, with Jackson Smith and Marcus Kratz on defense. And in goal, we have Tyson Wilcox.
Wilcox is a .277 goals against average and a .919 save percentage. And we are underway from the Sportsplex for game 2 of 2 today for the Frontline after we had to go to Temiskaming and cover the U18 Trappers game against the New Lisker Cubs, who the New Lisker Cubs have jerseys eerily similar to the Sioux Eagles. But we are underway, but it is a quick offside call.
Yeah, it's been a damn technical difficulties with the front line, but
It has.
We're here live and we're going now, and it's going to be a good game tonight, I feel.
I'm hoping so. The game yesterday was really good against the. Now I'm blanking on who they played yesterday. Even though it was, yeah, that's right. Even though it was in the game day video, I'm like, there's been so much that's happened today.
That's fair.
The Sioux Eagles in their black and yellow striped arms are going left to right, and it's Cooper Fredericks in for a chance now, but a good stick by Kratz disrupts them, and the Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left as the puck is deep in Voodoos territory. Kratz with the puck. Tries to flip it down and out of the zone. They couldn't. This is an issue that the Voodoos had all last game against the Lumberjacks, was getting it out of their zone. So they might be a little bit lucky to have escaped with a point. Now the puck down the ice for Caden Cowell. Cowell, one of the hottest players in the league right now, scored a couple of goals yesterday, or a goal yesterday, and looked dangerous all game long. He goes off for a quick change. We're playing on that new look line with Russo and Dawson, all three former U18 Trapper teammates on a championship team. McKillop with the puck, flips it in. And the puck comes around to the near side. It's kept in by McKillop. No, they say delayed offside, so the Voodoos have to tag up. Owen Call in there. He takes a hard hit as he tried to throw it. Now it's out front. Dubroy takes the shot, and what a save there by Norrell. Now it's out front for Boys. Boys, twisted turns, Call with a chance, and that one hits the end boards. The Voodoos with a couple of great chances here, looking for some revenge against the Eagles. They went 0 for 3 on that road trip, and they've now lost 4 straight after losing to the Lumberjacks in overtime last night. All games in the Sioux were lost by a goal. Now Dubroy, streaking in, Dubroy with a chance, and what a save there by the goaltender Norrell. And wow, what a action for the Voodoos early in this one, Ben.
There was really quite a spray of shots that went towards the goal in these last few minutes. Only a couple made it up onto the board, but there was a bunch towards the net. And this is really after the first minute being hemmed in their own zone, they've really got a lot of direction the other way the last minute.
The Voodoos had a 2-1 lead in that game with 3 minutes to play before the Eagles scored 2 late goals to win that one too. So not only did they lose, but they lost in heartbreaking fashion.
That really is a heartbreaker, and they've been on a bit of a slump lately, and to have being ahead and come back, have the other team come back in the last minutes like that is, hopefully they're going to pull around tonight.
Puck down the ice, Wilcox out to play it. Plays it back to his defender, and that's to Box on the far side. Now the puck to the near side. Dawson Coleman. Another chance thrown on net. Wilcox makes the save. And that one's his first of the game. It comes out to Fisher. Fisher grabs it. I was told, too, that this is the entire same officiating crew that was in Temiskaming as well.
You guys could have just carpooled all
We
together.
could have, yeah.
Rented a bus
I mean,
or
Mike
something?
Burrito was there, the public address announcer. Cameraman Mike, Cassie, our intern, myself, the officiating crew.
The line doesn't have something to say, but puck's finally dropped.
Smith over for Kratz. Kratz dumps the puck in. Now Schunborn on there, but now Fisher gets to it. Puck around the end wall. Cullison got it down the ice, and that'll go for icing against the Eagles. And speaking of, local players, battalion prospect Liam Watson is on the blue line for the Eagles. Watson was an invite to the Voodoos camp this summer, but he was unable to attend due to an illness. And he was a 13th round pick in the 2024 OHL priority selection by North Bay.
That's, it's always an honor to be selected into the OHL like that. And so the Eagles are lucky to have someone of that caliber playing for their roster here.
Yeah, lots of battalion prospects in this game. Caleb Dawson, Sam Rive not playing. And, of course, now Liam Watson. Caden DuBroy also attended battalion camp this year, which I'm sure was strange for him growing up as a Sudbury Wolves fan.
Yeah.
We'll forgive him for that.
We'll allow it, for now at least.
Yeah. Puck to the near side, Cowell, up for Russo. Russo takes a hit, but he gets the puck down the ice, but not very far. Now Smith trying to find Russo, but it's picked off by Caulfield. Now Fredericks. Out front, good chance. Big save by Wilcox there, as that was a good chance for the Eagles. Now Cowell with a burst of speed stops up, looks for some reinforcements, can't find it, so he dumps the puck around. That was a good chance there by Alex Povorozniak for the Eagles. Now DuBroy. He's been buzzing early. Caden DuBroy looked out front. His pass blocked up by an Eagle player who dove to block the passing lane. And now the puck is up and off the roof and out of play.
And speaking of prospects, earlier there's a bunch of battalion prospects. There's also a Wolves prospect, because we mentioned them earlier. Cole Reggett, playing on the blue line for the Sioux Eagles, is a draft pick from the 24 draft for the Wolves.
Yeah, don't know if I like that guy too much. Sudbury Wolves will be in town tomorrow to take on the North Bay Battalion at the Gardens.
Will you be in that game?
I will be for Bay today. So that'll be my 5th game in 4 days.
Wow. Look at you, Mr. Hockey.
I am so excited to go back to work on Monday. I never thought I'd say that. There's going to be a tripping call against the Voodoos as DuBroy's going to go to the box. And you can't do that in front of the officials.
Yeah, that was one of those plays where he just kind of got his stick out as he was going by a guy, and you got to make sure you're in control of where your stick's going, because intentional or not, if you take him down, you're going to the box.
Hurst had a couple of good looks on the power play yesterday, even scoring. We'll have to see if the penalty kill for Powassan's better today. As it's back to Reggett at the point. Reggett takes a shot blocked away by Wilcox. Now it's to Stevens on the far side. Stevens walks in, takes the shot. That one's over the net. Now the rebound comes to Russo, and Russo gets the puck down the ice. Schunborn in a foot race, tries to get it down further. He does. And the puck all the way down into Eagles territory. The Eagles regrouping here on the man advantage with 30 seconds gone. Delise gets it in for Stevens. Stevens flips it around behind the net. Oland with the puck. Oland going for a skate along the blue line. Oland with a chance. And that one's kicked aside by Wilcox again. Fortson got it in deep. DeBox gets to it. Sends it around the perimeter. It was a good chance, but it's kept in by Stevens. Now on the far side, the Eagles take a chance. That one missed the net, and it's going to go all the way down the ice as Oland has to regroup in his own zone and grab the puck. Reggett with the puck. You're just talking about him. There he is now as he lets his guys get a change in. 50 seconds left on the man advantage for the Sioux. And they leave it back for Fredericks. Cooper Fredericks, one of the more dangerous players in the league, 29 points through 19 games. Left it behind his net for his man. Now it's back to Fredericks. Fredericks lost it. Cowell sends it down slowly down the ice to kill some more time. And that'll be 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Puck behind the net. That's Fisher. Got it down the ice quickly, though. Now walking in, Provorozniak out front for Fredericks. It was off his leg, and it bounced away. Provorozniak takes another chance. It's blocked by Smith and out of the danger zone, but now it's back to the point. Back to 5-on-5 here. Another chance. Wilcox made the save on that. Now the puck's down the ice for DuBroy. DuBroy walking in. DuBroy! What a save by Norrell! Wow! Mark that one down as Caden DuBroy robbed on the breakaway. What a chance there for the Sudbury product out of the penalty box. Now Fredericks walks in. Pouliot with the shot. And that one is turned aside by the glass behind the net. Now the Voodoos have it as McKillop has it. Flips it down the ice. And call with the puck. It's left, though, for the Eagles. The Eagles now with possession. Get it to the blue line. McKillop tried to dump it back in, but it hit off Call. And Call got it out of the zone as it hit off him. Now Boyce battling for it. Back out front, Russo with the shot on the one-time attempt. He scored a goal yesterday, too. Has the puck, threw it on net, it hit his own man. The Eagles flying high, I would say, after a big 11-3 thumping of the Gold Miners in Kirkland Lake last night. Now they have the Voodoos to contend with here today. They got to feel pretty good about beating last weekend in Sioux, Michigan. Coleman to Russo. Russo twisting and turning, wills the puck to the blue line, out of his zone. Down the ice, Cowell, ever dangerous on the hunt. Cowell lost it though as Fortson gets to it. Now Cowell picks it up in the neutral zone. Cowell to Coleman. Coleman flips it in. That's picked up by Collison. Down the ice. That missed everyone. And that'll go for icing. And just because they're on the ice together, Dawson, Coleman, Caden Cowell, I don't know which one it was that said it. I'm wearing a Bills hoodie, walking in, walking by them playing sewer ball, and one of them says, I like the Chiefs, go Chiefs.
Must be a Taylor Swift fan.
Maybe, but I will say Caden Cowell or Dawson Coleman. Not sure which one of you said it because neither one of them would own up to it. Yeah. You are a noted terrible football fan, especially before tomorrow's game. Jackson Smith off the draw, almost as if he's attacking Sioux, Michigan. It hit a stick and flew right at the American flag.
That's a warning shot right there.
Yeah. Now you gotta back that up with your play now.
Yeah, this has been a great game out here so far. I'd like to know on the power play, the Eagles spent a lot of time behind their own net, not even with a lot of pressure on them. They're just waiting to set up, and it gave the Voodoos a chance for a couple good changes in there. And that, I got to imagine, helped them a little bit come away with no goals against.
Going the other way now, Oland into Voodoos territory, has the puck in the corner. Jackson Smith picks up the loose puck. Tried to get it around to Jack Nolan. Now it's over for Smith. Smith tried to flip it up for Gunner, but couldn't. Now it is picked up by Kratz. Kratz down the ice, tries to get through two Eagles. He does, but he couldn't get a shot away as now he's over onto the far side wall. Kratz is flipped up and away, and down the ice the Eagles go as DeLise just sends it back in. Nolan, or rather Ellard, on the far side. Got the puck to Kratz, but not out, or Misa. Now it's Ellard again. As the puck comes up and hits someone in the Voodoos bench, and Ellard goes head over tea kettle and does a somersault on the ice.
I was very excited for a second. I thought we were going to have like a mid-period break almost right on time, but they stopped just 6 seconds short of that. At 10:06, we have 5-3 the shots in favor of Sioux Eagles.
They knew what they were doing on that one. They were like, let's piss off Ben Long. Russell with the puck. Flips it in. Rotundo taking hard to the boards. Shunborn gets to it. Now it's back into the Eagles again. Out front. And they couldn't get the shot away as it came to Ellard at the blue line, but it hopped under his stick. So, the puck down to the Eagles' blue line. And back down the ice for Rotundo to chase after. Rotundo around the boards, up to the near side. And Russell has it. He took a hit from Denchuk, who Denchuk is one tall human being. Him and Shunborn, they have quite the wingspan, I would say. Now it's right back into Voodoos territory and out of play. So guess what, Ben? We're pretty close to the midway point of this period. And are they going to call our mid-period break?
I don't know if... Oh, yeah, it looks like the refs... No, not calling it?
Yep, they are.
Oh,
look at that. Hey, let's do that hockey. All right, we'll be back with more on the other side of this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the second half of this first period. No score yet between the Sioux Eagles and the Powassan Voodoos. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Ben Long. And it's been an entertaining back and forth period so far.
Yeah, for the amount of shots that are on the board, there's been a lot of action both ways. The goalies haven't had to make too many saves, but they've made all the ones required of them so far.
Austin Seibel, his family's in attendance here for the second game, but it's the first weekend that they've been able to come back or check out Powassan since the goaltender was acquired here about a month and a bit ago.
Yeah, big travel for them, almost all the way across the country from BC.
Yeah, good to see them in attendance, but Tyson Wilcox is the starter today after Austin Seibel had a fantastic game last night. Just couldn't get the win. There was not as much offense as you would have hoped. A couple of breakaways in the third period, including a penalty shot, and the Voodoos just couldn't get one past. Puck down into Voodoos territory now. To box, plays it around, is picked up by the Eagles. Back to the point for Clark. Clark takes a shot blocked by Powassan. Now Call picks it up at the top of the zone. Call. It's cross ice for Dubroy. Dubroy has been buzzing. He had a breakaway chance earlier this period. Just couldn't bury one. Now back down the ice is Caulfield to Fredericks. Far side. Provorozniak just blew a tire. And Powassan had the numbers going the other way. Just couldn't get anything to happen or couldn't get the puck to settle down. Now Caulfield on the near side, battling with the box. Gets it out for Boyce. Provorozniak with the puck through the neutral zone. Gets it on the far side. He's still holding on to it. Gets it to Fredericks now. Fredericks had it behind the net. It was knocked away from him by Coleman. Now another chance. Thrown on net. Wilcox covers it up. I got to ask you, Ben, as a Habs fan, is it strange to look at Lucas Caulfield on a team that you're not actively cheering for?
No, because the Leafs have a Caulfield as well, and I think he plays for the Marlies this year.
Yeah, he does.
But I can't get myself behind that either, so I'm used to it by now.
Oland in for the draw against Russo. Puck is won by Russo. Back to Kratz, but now the Eagles have it again. It's covered up by Wilcox, though, so we'll get a stoppage here.
And Wilcox has looked good so far. He's been sharp. That should be his third save of the night. I lose track of numbers here.
Guests have six shots.
Right, that's how it goes. That's shots, not saves.
Puck out of the zone as Dawson carries it down, flips it in for Russo. Russo tried to find Cowell on the backhand, but now the Eagles going the other way. Punched away by Wilcox on that shot. And back to the blue line again. The Eagles trying to get the cycle going. Kratz is all over him now. Russo off to the races along with Cowell. Russo stops up, leaves it for Cowell, takes the shot, and Norrell with the save. And we've seen Cowell score goals from that area before.
He has such a quick release on that shot that I didn't even think a shot was coming there, and before I knew it was in the goalie's glove. You got to have quicker reflexes than I have to be making those saves, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a long way from the Trout League Beer League to Powassan Sportsplex with the Voodoos.
Yeah, for Trout Creek Old Timers to the NOJHL, very different leagues.
It's about 10 kilometers away, too.
About that.
McKillop with a shot. It's blocked and off the end wall. Now Nolan, who's fresh off his first goal in over a month, tried to get a shot. Another chance blocked away. Now Nolan picking it back up again. Nolan to McKillop. McKillop goes cross ice. It's sent back in by Rotundo. And the puck is loose and just left there. And the Eagles going the other way. Golize dumps it in. Rotundo sends it right back down the ice. That'll go for icing. No, it's waved off. Fisher with the puck. Leaves it for Reggett. Reggett gets it back to the blue line. McKillop's there. He just dumps it right back in. Now Ellard on the far side battling for possession. Puck up against the boards. Still battling for it. The Eagles come away with it. Down the ice. Trying to get it in. That's Danilov. Now he's on the puck on the far side. His pass hopped over his man's stick at the blue line, and it goes all the way down to the Eagles zone. Russell reverses. It's to Danilov again. Down the ice. Thrown on net. Chance there, stopped. Back in. Chipped out. Clark couldn't hold on to it. As it's back down to the Eagles' territory. Clark gains the red line, flips it in. Rotundo picks it up. Now it's Kratz. Kratz leaves it behind his net for Schunborn. Schunborn back to Kratz. Kratz down the ice for Call. Call carries it into Eagles territory, sneaks around, gets it out front. Boys couldn't tip it. It was off his stick, but he didn't get enough behind it. Now out front, Dubroy fanning on the one-time attempt. As this line coming close with a couple of good chances, they just couldn't get the puck on net. Danilov, the near side for Fortson. Fortson with a shot, and that one's turned aside by Wilcox on the sharp angle. Now back to the Fortson, or Cullison rather. Gets it over for Hop. Hop with the puck. Down the ice he goes. It flips in, just missed Wilcox, so it's behind the net. Stevens throws the puck cross ice. It's going to find Cowell. Cowell, his pass didn't make it out of the zone. Now they do get a pass up for Dubroy. Dubroy wiggles his way in. Dubroy with a goal! Caden Dubroy! And the Voodoos are in flight as Dubroy gets his 10th of the season.
That's been a great game so far by Caden. He's really looked strong, had a lot of really good chances, and finally pulled the trigger on one and made it go where he wanted. Yep. I think of the 5 shots they have credit to them, I think he's probably responsible for 3 of them, or 4 even.
Great play by Caden Dubroy. Great play to get the puck down to him. And then he's able to just wiggle his way to the front of the net and get it on goal real tight like that. What a goal by the Sudbury product. 10th of the season already. He's one. Don't look now. He's one away from Caden Cowell for the team lead.
Oh my. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
I'm just saying, Caden and Caden. The more goals you guys score, the better it is.
So really, for the next little while, we're probably safe saying that Caden's leading the team in goals?
I would say so. Next closest is Russo with 7. Now in for another chance. Turned aside as Kratz had a good chance there on Norrell. But it was turned aside by the goaltender with another big save. Now Dawson with the puck. Dawson takes a shot. Norrell with the glove save on that one too.
Norrell's been really hot with his glove today. He's made a few real big saves with it so far. That was one, the earlier shot from Cowell was a big one as well. He's looking really sharp out there.
I like his pads. It's not every day you see gray goalie pads. Kind of reminds me of Arthur Zerbe a little bit. Leaf fans, not big fans of Arthur Zerbe. 2-on-1 chance here. Shot on net. Missed the net entirely and hit the Zamboni door and out of play.
I'm not sure if that shot was deflected by Coleman or whether it was just a high and wide shot, but either way, we have a face-off to the blocker side of Wilcox.
That's pretty high and wide to not have anything hit it.
Those sticks can do weird things, though.
You know what's a weird thing? Is in Temiskaming, the glass behind the net is shorter and the glass around the side is higher.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a weird thing.
Yeah, there was a lot of pucks out of play because of it.
Yeah, I bet.
Puck bounces in. Wilcox with the stop. Gunner has it. Or rather, Coleman. Now the puck flips in. Past Norrell. Russo flying. Gets it up for Gunner. Gunner knocked off the puck, but he gets it to Russo. Russo looking for Dawson. Puck is away from him. Now Gunner with it. Back for Dawson with the shot and save there by Norrell. Caleb Dawson has probably one of the most sneaky, deadly shots in the league, I would say, from what I've seen. Does for sure. He's been snake bitten this year, but man, when they're going to start coming, it's going to snowball, I think. Coleman with the shot. Dawson out front looking for Coleman. Russo falling as he took the shot. But that was still a good chance there for the Voodoos. Fisher with the puck. It's left though for Denchuk. Denchuk back for Coleman. Coleman throws it out front. Ellard was there, but the puck never reached him. But now Ellard picks it back up and he just goes for a skate down into his own zone. Caleb Ellard up for Coleman. Coleman to Shunborn. It's off his skates, but it's dumped back in. Now Ellard chasing back after it. Caleb Ellard battling for it. Delayed penalty coming up now. As the puck, it's going to be against the Voodoos. Fredericks with the puck stops up. Sent back towards the Eagles' net, but it's picked up by the Eagles. Pouliot. Down to Oland. Oland gets around Denchuk. Oland in the corner. Good play there. And now finally, Rotundo touches up, so we'll get a penalty here against the Voodoos.
And both refs had their arm up, but it looks like they were both calling the same penalty, so.
And it looks like it's going to be cross-checking for Shunborn.
That's 2 minutes. Power play one with 23 seconds left in the period. Currently, Powassan's leading 9-8 in shots. I'm reading that shot clock all wrong today.
I was going to say, you okay, man?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe.
Boy, hasn't even been the first 20 minutes, as there's another penalty being called. So that power play by the Eagles, Fortson indeed, has been nullified after 4 seconds.
Got to think that the Powassan bench is happy about that. When they were the last penalty, they had some good kills on it, but Sioux also had some great chances on it, and got to think they're hoping to get out of this period with their lead intact.
Well, Fortson's going to go, so now we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for 1:56, and we're going to have a whole 4 seconds of power play time for the Voodoos when it expires.
Big power play.
Big power play. Dubroy gets it in. Fisher is still sent around in Eagles territory. Dawson chasing after the puck is Dubroy. Chance here now for the Eagles as they go down the ice. Puck goes around in Voodoos territory. Sent back for Stevens. Stevens lost it. Now it's a 2-on-1 for Powassan if they hurry. Kratz walks in. Kratz with a shot. And that one just missed the net. Marcus Kratz with another great chance. He's been fantastic for Powassan. Jackson Smith, sharp angle chance now. And it's turned aside by Norrell. Smith looking for his first of the season. He was injured for a good while. But he got 4 points in 9 games coming into today. As this kind of stay-at-home defenseman, but he's evolved his game a little bit this year, it looks like. Misa puts the puck behind the net to Russo. Back to Misa. Misa tried to walk out front. Now Provorozniak with it. Provorozniak as we're into the final minute now. 35 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Provorozniak flips it into Voodoos territory. Gets to it. Sends it around. Once again, he picks it up, looks to go out front, and it's picked off by Powassan. Now Russo with the puck. Russo flips it down for Rotundo. Rotundo hit hard off the puck, though, as that's going to be given back to the Eagles. Behind the net now, setting up is Cullison. 4 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Eagles with the puck in Voodoos territory. Back to Cullison through the neutral zone, and we're back to 5-on-5. Down the ice now, into Voodoos territory. Fortson got it cross ice to Caulfield. Now Fortson out front. Couldn't quite get it on net, though. Now a stick thrown out of the hands, and a backdoor pass is stopped by Wilcox, and now a delayed penalty after the whistle, or just as the whistle goes. That was a dangerous hit on the end boards there.
There's a bit of a scrum that happens, as you see at the end of every dangerous play, but the Voodoos player being shown off looks like he's a bit angry as well. I can't see who that was.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure who it was, but it looks like we're going to get a penalty. Hopefully it's nothing too major, but it looks like everyone's okay and no one's worse for wear.
Looks like a 2 minute of roughing it or
boarding. Definitely makes sense if it's a boarding call.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll try to figure it out over the intermission. It's 1-0 Powassan after 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal also favor the Voodoos 10-9. And we'll be back with more Voodoos hockey on the other side of this intermission.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency. Welcome to the Clubhouse by Gateway Golf. Located on Oak Street East in North Bay, with over 200 plus real-time courses, simulator arcade games, and delicious eats, the Clubhouse is North Bay's newest social hangout. You can book times now at gatewaygolf.ca or come visit at 245 Oak Street East in North Bay, Ontario. The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie-resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex here for period number 2 between the Powassan Voodoos and the Sioux Eagles. The Voodoos lead 1-0 after one period of play. There is a 2-minute penalty up on the board, though. Looking around the league, Hearst and French River are tied at 1 after 20 minutes of play. Timmins and Espanola, as Timmins up 2-0 in Espanola. The Sioux Thunderbirds are also up 2-1 over Blind River right now after 20 minutes of play. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Ben Long. Some updates to pass along. Walking wounded, that's how you could describe the Powassan Voodoos right now. Nathan Pelche is out with an injury after last night. Lucas DeCallaway is out with an injury. Sam Rive and Ryan McCoy are all out with injuries. Heath Bradley is out with an illness. And now adding to that list is Caden Cowell, who was hurt in the first period. And it doesn't look like we'll be seeing him back for the rest of this game, unfortunately for Voodoos fans. That might be good news for Eagles fans, though, as Caden Cowell has looked dangerous over the last month or so. And he's probably one of the most dangerous players in the league with 27 points through 19 games coming into this one, Ben.
He certainly has been really strong for Powassan so far. So they're definitely going to miss his presence out there on that top line.
Back underway now. The Eagles carry the puck into Voodoos territory. The Voodoos in their home greens are going left to right in this period, and the Eagles in their road whites are going right to left. So it's 2 minutes for boarding from Adam McKillop at the end of that first period, at the 20-minute mark to be exact. Now the Eagles on the power play, gain the Voodoo zone. Their last power play was only 4 seconds long. Now it's back to the middle of the ice for Fredericks. On the far side now, Wilcox might have got a piece of that. And it's Provorozniak with it. Fredericks, far side again. To the near side, shot is off a body and into the corner. 1 minute 15 left on the man advantage. Wilcox with a big save. Rebound, though, comes right out to the point. Provorozniak twisting and turning. Takes another shot. That one's stopped by the goaltender again. Back to Provorozniak. Near side, Russo gets to it. Russo dumps it down the ice. Now the Voodoos will get a much-needed change in. 50 seconds on the board. Provorozniak with the puck behind his own goaltender, Norrell. Provorozniak going for a skate with some speed through the neutral zone. Gains the Voodoo zone. Provorozniak cross ice. Stops up. Oland with it now. Oland walking the line. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Stevens on the far side now. Flips it back to the line. Fortson back to Stevens. Stevens to Reggett. Reggett thought he had kept it in. As he kicked it back in, Fortson didn't hear the linesman, I guess, that was right behind him yelling offside. So he plays the puck, and we'll get a stoppage here.
Yeah, that was a weird one because he hesitated before he touched the puck there. Like he thought it was going to be offside, and then touched it anyway for an offside. And it's coming all the way back down to the Eagles' end because that was, I guess, deemed an intentional offside.
Dubroy in for the draw shorthanded. It's one, but not to the intended target, so the Eagles pick up the loose puck. Stevens stops up, sends it in for Delise. Delise going around behind the net. Back to Fortson. Fortson Walks in, takes a shot. That one hit off the boards and goes down the ice. And we're back to 5-on-5 as Anthony Boyes joins the game. Stevens down the ice. Now Reggett picks it up. Reggett down the ice is picked off by DeBox at the red line and sent back in. Norrell leaves it. Jack Nolan came in with a head of steam there, but he lost possession and now the puck back into Voodoos territory. Nolan to Coleman. Coleman down the ice, gets it to Boyes, and he just dumps it in. Fisher, far side. Nolan had the puck, sends it over to the near side, but it's out by the Eagles. Now Caulfield, 2-on-1 here. Caulfield, far side, and the pass was just too hot for Fredericks to handle. So no chance comes out of that one. Now Nolan dumps the puck down the ice. Rotundo first in on it. Leaves it for Gunner. Gunner for Rotundo. Rotundo behind the net. Battles for it. Tried to get it to the front. It rolled away from him. Now Provorozniak down the ice. Provorozniak gains the zone. Takes the shot. That one's blocked by Nolan. And back to Fisher. Fisher takes the shot again. Wilcox with a big glove save there. And we'll get a stoppage in play.
That was a great shot off the stick of Fisher there right at the end. That Wilcox managed to glove down. There's a little bit of traffic in front of him, so I wasn't sure if he was going to see it, but he seemed to have no problem on it there. Fisher's only has 3 games prior to this one under his belt in the NOJHL for the Eagles. Has 1 assist in those 3 games.
He's looked good in this one for sure. Russo wins the draw back to Smith. Now it's on the far side for Schunborn. It's sent back into Voodoos territory, though, as Kratz plays it up. Dawson flips it down the ice. Schunborn is down in Eagles territory with the puck. He's knocked off of it, though, as Clark gets it, but Russo comes in for support. Russo loses it behind the net. Russell gets to it. It's kept in by Smith at the blue line, though. Smith throws it towards the net. That one, a heavy shot, missed the net. Now Kratz in the corner loses the puck. Russo comes in and picks it back up. Dawson at the point. Threw it towards the net. That one's high and wide on the short side. And now the puck given away to Fortson. Fortson down the ice. Stops up. Lost the handle of the puck, though, and the Voodoos send it down the ice. That'll go for icing, though, against the Voodoos as Jackson Smith sent it all the way down.
And with 15:49 left in the second period, Powassan's 10 shots to the Sioux Eagles 12. This is a slight flip from how we ended the last period, but with the 2-minute power play, you'd expect that to change a little bit.
Yeah, the Voodoos had the shot differential going into the period. The Voodoos' only power play so far coming as a 4-second power play. Late in that first period. Delise for Hop. Hop. His pass hits off Oland and it just misses the net as it goes by. Now Hop with it. Sent down the ice. It's off the end wall. Smith picks it up, and he sends it down the ice too, but that hit off a Eagle player. And that's Poe on the far side that it hit off of. So there's going to be no icing on that one, but he stopped it up just enough. Now Kratz sends it out of the zone. Hopped to stop that puck from going down the ice. Now the puck on the near side. Big hit there, leveled by Kratz. Oh, wow. Oland slow to get up. What a hit there by Marcus Kratz. Puck down the ice now for Powassan. Call couldn't quite get to it. Rolls into Norrell. Call would have been first on it, which is what he's arguing for, but it's still an offside call.
Was that offside that they ended up?
Or not offside, sorry, icing.
That's interesting. I thought if it plays to the goalie, that cancels offside. And if the other team's first to it, it also cancels offside. So that was 2 reasons why I didn't think that should be offside. But I'm not a referee,
icing.
Apparently.
What he keeps calling it offside is icing.
Icing, that's the one.
It's been a long day. We know hockey sometimes. As the puck floating in front of Wilcox. Comes back out, it bounces off the end wall. And the puck out front didn't quite get it to its intended target. And now the puck far side. Nolan punches it out. And now it's back down the ice. Danilov dumps it in. Nolan on the far side sends it right back for Kratz. Kratz up the ice. It missed its intended target, and that one will go for icing. No Voodoo player was near that. Almost 6 minutes gone here in this frame.
And that was truly an icing call, as you said there. No misnomers from either of us on this one.
Nope, there was no offsides on that one.
Nope, no offside.
The only thing offside is that we haven't wished Mike Brown a happy birthday yet.
Happy birthday, Mike Brown. Cameraman extraordinaire.
He got a few of them in Temiskaming.
Nice.
It's not actually Mike's birthday. Just every time there's a game, it's Mike's birthday. Fredericks took a shot. That one's blocked, and then he tried to set up another one, and the puck just stuck to the ice. Dubroy dumps it in, and the Voodoos finally get a nice change in as they're able to get it down. Russell has it to Caulfield. Puck on net, turned aside by Wilcox. Another chance is blocked by the Voodoos. Sent behind the net. Coleman. As the Voodoos have yet to get a shot on goal this period. We're over 6.5 minutes in. Still battling for it, though, in Voodoos territory. Russell in on the near side wall. Trying to dump it out front. Fredericks can't quite get to it. Wilcox with a big save on that one. And now the puck goes down the ice, and that'll likely be another icing call against Powassan. And that's exactly what happens. Ellard was kind of right there, but he kind of stopped up.
I'm not quite sure what happened on that, but it did, in fact, miss the net and go to the end boards, and the Eagles did get there first, but the refs are having a conversation about where the faceoff's going to land. It looks like it's to the catcher's side of Wilcox.
Far side of the broadcast for those that are just listening on YouTube. Almost 7 minutes gone in this frame. It's been all Eagles. Another shot on net. Wilcox makes a couple of big saves there as the puck was just sitting there and the rebound came out, and he made the second save look as easy as the first. Back in for the Eagles. The box missed it as he tried to whack it around. Couldn't quite find his man, though, and now the puck back out to the neutral zone. Ellard was looking to be sprung, but it's back in by the Eagles. Puck sent around on the far side. Denchuk gets to it. Denchuk just plays it back to his man, who plays it to the near side for Coleman. Coleman punches it down the ice. Ellard battling with Clark. Clark sends it right back down. But Fortson has to pick it back up in his own zone. Ellard's stick laying all by itself on the ice. In Eagles territory. Fortson walks his way in. Fortson took a shot. That one missed the net, though. Coleman pushed hard into the boards. He's down and not getting up. Barely moving, as now that's going to be a penalty against the Eagles for boarding. And a few words are exchanged after the whistle as Braden Haas, the trainer here tonight for the Voodoos, is running off to make sure Dawson Coleman's okay.
He looks in a lot of discomfort right now on the corner there. He hasn't moved from his spot, but he's rolled around a little bit, so.
His legs are moving.
Yeah. It looks like it's Pouliot in the penalty box for the Eagles.
We saw an incident at the end of the first period like this from McKillop on a player for the Eagles. Dawson and Shunborn now down there, waiting to provide some assistance for Coleman to get off the ice.
And there's some conversation between the referee and the linesmen.
And nothing on the board yet. Pouliot just sitting in the penalty box awaiting his fate. Wilcox has moved over there too. Coleman is moving up slowly, which is good news. He's in a sitting position now.
Of the referees, I've seen them make sort of gestures amongst themselves that look like they're almost calling a head hit, but I'm not completely sure what the call is going to be.
Coleman getting up to his feet slowly, and he's back up. We'll have to keep an eye out, see if he's able to return. They've already lost Cowell for the game. And a short bench is likely to get shorter with Dawson Coleman probably out of the game.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking him straight to the dressing room, not even back to the bench.
Coleman has 2 points so far on the season in 16 games, but he's really made a name for himself as a stay-at-home defenseman with the Voodoos so far. And you don't want to see anyone get hurt.
No, for sure. At this level, looks like he's moving mostly under his own power, though, so that's a good sign, even though he's moving quite gingerly. There's 5 minutes up on the clock.
Well, for the Voodoos, and there's going to be 2 minutes on the board for Powassan, as Dawson's now in the box too. So it's really only going to be a 3-minute power play. But if you're Powassan, no time to make hay like when the sun's out.
No, exactly. We have 3 minutes of guaranteed power play.
Well, not guaranteed. Something else could happen, I guess.
Barring other penalties. But my thought is if they can score multiple goals on the power play.
12:02 in the second period left. It's 1-0 Powassan. And it looks like Pouliot has been shown the gate, so Danilov is going in to serve the 5 minutes.
5 in a game, I would guess. And then 2 minutes for Dawson. I'm going to guess that was a roughing retaliation penalty.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Which, as a coach, those are ones you can accept. You know, you got to stand up for your teammates out there on the ice, especially after there's a nasty hit. So,
yeah.
So those are penalties that you don't want to have to take them, but you can accept it.
4-on-4 for 2 minutes here. A full 2 minutes of 4-on-4. As Smith with the puck behind his net as we're back underway. Smith out for Nolan. Nolan gains the Eagles zone. Nolan dropped it back for Kratz, but his pass didn't find his intended target. 5-minute major and a game misconduct. So there you go. Reggett walking in. Now Russo down the ice. 2 minutes for cross-checking for Dawson. Checking from behind. There we go. That's the penalties that have been called and announced. And now Nolan has the puck again. Nolan going for a skate. Can't quite get it as Russell got his stick involved and knocked it away from Nolan. Now Provorozniak walking in. Takes a shot. Wilcox makes the save. And
Powassan got lucky on that one as the whistle was blown and the puck fell out of Wilcox and crossed the line. But the whistle had already been blown, so
that is very lucky.
But one thing that's unlucky is right now, the Voodoos are missing their top 2 wingers. One in the box for 2 minutes, one likely out for the rest of the game. That's never a positive thing for it.
No. Rotundo knocked off the puck. It's still been all Eagles as they've gotten 8 shots to Powassan's 0 this period. Thrown across the ice, though. Rotundo picks it up. Rotundo to DeBroy. DeBroy, who has the goal in this one, lost it, threw it cross ice. It went just through the blue paint and found nobody. Now Misa picks it back up. McKillop turns around, sends it back to Rotundo. 35 seconds left on the 4-on-4. Rotundo twisting and turning, sends it up for Misa. Misa with the puck through the neutral zone. Gains the offensive zone, goes over for DuBroy. DuBroy takes the shot. That's the first shot on goal this period for Powassan. Fortson down the ice, flips it towards Wilcox. And that one was tipped away by his own teammate. Now Fortson knocked off the puck by Kratz. 5 seconds away from a power play for Powassan. Sent back towards the net. And Powassan now has a 3-minute power play. DuBroy knocked off the puck, but it's going to be Boys who's in there first. Boys twisting and turning in the corner. Russo comes in for support. Has the puck knocked away from him. Now Kratz gets to it, goes cross ice. Found DuBroy. DuBroy into the corner for Nolan. Nolan was looking for Russo. Couldn't find him. Now it's to Boys on the near side. Back to Russo in the corner. Russo back to Kratz at the point. Kratz goes cross ice for DuBroy. DuBroy takes the shot. Norrell with 2 big saves as Jack Nolan was right there with the rebound. And that one's turned aside by the goaltender both times. What reflexes by Norrell. Now Wilcox sends the puck down the ice. It finds the Eagles, though, and they just send it right back into Voodoos territory as Caulfield gets to it. Caulfield goes cross ice. Oland with it. Sends it right back down into Eagles territory as they're just going to play keep away here for a few seconds and try to kill as much time as they possibly can. Now call. It's sent back down the ice. Wilcox out to play it. Oland will be first on it. Wilcox shielding it from Oland. Left it for Smith, and that could have been dangerous as Smith overskated the puck. Now Dawson. Back up for Call. Call for Rotundo. Left it for Call. The puck gets loose, and it's sent back down the ice for Smith. Smith looks up the ice, finds Rotundo. Rotundo just chips it in. Over a minute left on that 5-minute major now. Marceau on the near side. Got the puck down the ice, and the Voodoos have been able to get a whole lot of nothing on this power play so far. Not many chances except for one real good one with a couple of whacks. Now Smith with the puck. Smith leaves it for Misa. Out for Call now. Call takes a hit, but he gets the puck in deep. Provorozniak with it. Can't quite get it out though, but his teammate does. It's going to go down the ice. Wilcox will stop it. Under a minute left on this man advantage. Kratz with the puck. Through his own zone. Kratz stops up. Looking for options. Finds Nolan. Nolan gets around his man, but Marceau will get there first. And now Russo gets to it. Russo back to Kratz. Kratz takes the shot. That one was going for the corner. And then it was tipped away by Poe. Back to Kratz. Far side for Dubroy. Dubroy looking back door. He had Nolan wide open and he put it right through the blue paint. Now Kratz back for Nolan. Nolan in deep out front. No, Nolan's shot goes wide. He had two grade A chances right there on that shift. Still power play time here for Powassan. Kratz back in for Boys. Boys in the corner. Boys walks out. Turns around, sends it back to the point for Kratz. Kratz with the shot. That one's blocked by Russo. Now Boys sends across ice, and that one hit an Eagles player and went behind the net. As now Kratz, we're back to 5-on-5. Back cross ice. What a save by Norrell! Oh my goodness! Jack Nolan, snake bitten on the doorstep.
That was an incredible save there. Powassan had some really good chances where the Eagles got lucky that they missed the net, but that was just an amazing, amazing play. But on that note, we are heading to our mid-period break. We'll be right back after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
Jack Nolan on that power play alone. He's going to be seeing 3 grade A chances, probably none more so than that last one in his nightmares.
Yeah.
But the first one came when he had a couple of good whacks at it earlier in the power play, and the Voodoos had a whole lot of nothing going after that. And then he had a wide open net on the near side, put it right through the blue paint, and then that one right there where he hits the net, and Norrell, somehow that's got to be a candidate for save of the year.
Yeah, the near side, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because that was his his correct wing side, but that's not good for those one-timers there. But that last one, he got a hold of it. It was beautiful right there, and Norrell just that was an amazing, amazing save.
Jack Nolan had been sitting on 5 goals for over a month. He got all 5 of them in one game against the French River Rapids a month ago. And then he scored a beautiful goal there last night to give him 6 on the season now. Caulfield, as we're back underway, throws the puck sharp angle on Wilcox. And the puck is still in Voodoos territory. Poked back to the blue line. Another chance. Hit a body in front. Now it's in the slot. Good chance, but saved by Wilcox again. And then the goaltender would have been down and out for another rebound chance, but the Voodoos did a good job of clearing it out of the blue paint. Now that'll go for icing as Fortson hits McKillop, stick skating by, and McKillop gives him a little bit of a whack back.
And the Eagles bench sounded unhappy about that icing being called, but Voodoo was there to touch up, so I'm not sure.
McKillop.
Not sure what that displeasure was about, but either way, On a more positive note, I've noticed, I'm not sure what the story with Fisher is, but I've noticed the Voodoos watching him very closely. So, as we've noted, he's played really well.
Yeah, he's looked good for sure. As now the puck, Ellard loses it, and Provorozniak tries to make a play from his knees, but he can't. Now walking in, Denchuk. Denchuk goes around behind the net. Denchuk back to Kratz. Kratz takes a shot, tipped on net, and Norrell makes another save. Flip back to the blue line. Caulfield can't quite get by Kratz. Kratz gets it to Ellard and is sent back in for Russell. Just under 5:30 left in the second period. Puck is down the ice. Smith will play it in his own zone as it's up for Ellard. Ellard goes to the middle of the ice for Denchuk. Denchuk walks in. Denchuk with a shot, and that one just went wide of Norrell's net. From this angle, it looked like it almost found the back of the net.
He had Norrell beat, just didn't find the mesh.
Olin with the puck. Gets it to Fortson. Blocked there by Russo. And the puck comes to the near side half wall. Sent back out. Bouncing puck. Denchuk doesn't quite have the speed on after a long shift to get in for a breakaway, but he would have if he was a little bit more fresh. Still got a shot away, but it's turned away by Norrell. Reggett down the ice. Now it's back in. Rotundo gets to it. Pokes it free for Schunborn. Now it's near side for McKillop. McKillop flips it up to the blue line for Dawson. And the puck sent down the ice. Schunborn chasing after it. Reggett tried to get to it, but Schunborn got there first. Now it's on the near side wall. Taken out by Danilov and down the ice for the Eagles. Chance kicked aside by Wilcox and out of play. So we'll get another stoppage here with 4:12 on the clock.
Wilcox has looked great this period and kept the team in the game. He's gotten a few lucky breaks where he made a save and the puck sort of rolled in his pad but then bounced out before a rebound could be had and the whistle was blown before it rolled in. But even still, with those two outstanding, he has been really solid in his net.
Coleman back out on the ice. Good to see. As now Anthony Boyce walking into Eagles territory has the puck taken away from him. Marceau with the puck. Down the ice, good hand-eye coordination there by Boyce as he gets bowled over, but he was able to knock the puck out of the air. Looking like someone the Blue Jays could sign this offseason. Danilov goes cross-ice, no one was there. Now it's back to Clark. Clark threw it towards the net, hits the end boards, and now DeBox picks it up. Delise sends the puck in. Wilcox knocked it away. Now Coleman battling for it in the corner in which he was hurt earlier this game. A little bit of rough stuff in the corner there. Coleman right in the midst of it. Call trying to pick up the puck. He does. Now back to Hop. He took a shot. That one's blocked by Danilov and doesn't get through. Now Hop sends it around the end board. DeBox takes his man hard into the boards. Now Call picks it up on the half wall. Call. Lost it to Danilov. Danilov got a shot away. And the puck sent back down and out of the zone as Hop hopped again and knocked the puck into the meshing.
Yeah, hopped up, tried to grab his glove. And just off his glove and over the glass there. That's more likely who the type of guy the Blue Jays are going to sign, you know. just lose it over the fence a little bit.
I hate baseball right now. I hate the Blue Jays. It's hockey season. I want to think about those bums. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is the only one that deserves any praise right now. Anyways,
back to the sport at hand.
Now that we know how I feel about the Blue Jays, Jackson Smith down in his zone, gets it to Kratz. Kratz gets it down the ice, was looking for Nolan, it was just out of his reach though. Caulfield goes cross ice, found Provorozniak. Provorozniak had Smith all over him though, so he couldn't get a shot or pass through. But now it's back to the near side for Fortson, back to Reggett. Reggett for Fredericks. And the puck nearly came out by the benches, and now it does. as it was knocked away as both a Voodoo player and an Eagle player whacked at it. 2:16 left in the second period. It's 1-0 Powassan.
And this game has really picked up its chippiness. We've had a few plays where even during the play we've seen gloved hands flying towards other people's faces. Surprised the refs let some of it go that we've seen happen, but we're playing hockey.
Let's do that hockey. Russo with the puck up for Dawson. Dawson to Russo. Left for Shunborn. Shunborn. Back for Russo. Russo was looking for some options. Didn't see one that he liked. So he's just twisting around behind the net. Russo still has the puck somehow. It's up against the side of the boards. Dawson tried to whack away at it when the puck came loose. Now it's back on the near side to Russo. He's taken hard into the boards though, so he lost the puck. Now Dawson tried to get the loose puck, but it's knocked back out into the neutral zone. McKillop sent it back in. Delayed offside though, and Powassan will go for a change. 1:25 left in the second period. It's still 1-0 Powassan off the stick of Caden Dubroy. Speaking of Dubroy, as he just overskated that puck. Now it's in deep again for the Eagles. Man taken down, no call, or there is a delayed penalty coming. So Powassan will have to kill another penalty here. As it's going to be the box going to the box for tripping.
The box in the box.
It was his birthday about a week ago, so a real happy birthday to read the box.
Yeah, that's not the present you want.
No, I asked him. The joke is though that he has a farm, and apparently the inside joke is that he has cows. He does not have cows, so I asked him, "Did you get a cow for your birthday?" And he said, "Yeah, I did one more," is what he told me. He came cleverly as a cow for Halloween, though.
Oh.
So I think he's telling his parents that we got to get cows. As shorthanded now, Misa walks in. Misa muscled off the puck. And so he didn't quite get a shot away. Less than a minute left in this second period. Now Oland with the puck. Oland leaves it back for Fortson. Fortson going around the end wall. Fortson back to the blue line for Reggett. Reggett. One-time attempt by Stevens. And Wilcox saw all of that one and looks like a back catcher there and just gloved it down.
Back to the baseball.
Yep.
But that was a great save by Wilcox to move across, and those lateral movements, sometimes it's hard to track those pucks, but he had a clear look of it and made no mistake.
Wilcox with a bright white glove, the rest of his pads, lots of puck marks. Stevens in tight for Delise. Back to Stevens. To the point now, another chance. Reggett kicked away by Wilcox. As now bodies flying. 15 seconds left in this period. Reggett. To another chance, kicked aside by Wilcox again. 8 seconds left. Stevens with the puck. Back to the point. Reggett was looking for the one-timer. Another chance thrown on net. Picked up by Kratz. And that'll do it for the second period of play here. Shots on goal, 26-16 in favor of the Voodoos. It's a 1-0 game as well. Before we go, Ben, your thoughts on that second period?
I think the Voodoos are giving the Eagles too much of an easy time in front of their net. I'd like to see a little more toughness, pushing guys out, boxing them out, that danger zone there. But other than that, I think the Voodoos are playing a pretty good game. Just a slight correction, you said it was 26-16 in favor of the Voodoos.
Sorry, now I'm the one that can't read the shot clock. And I'm the one keeping the shots.
Yeah. But with that said, when they've had as many power plays as the Eagles have had, you would expect a shot advantage.
You would indeed, and we'll have to see how that factors into the third period. There will be 53 seconds on the man advantage in the final frame when we come back on the other side of this intermission.
Canadian Tire North Bay. Whether you're in need of a hockey gear upgrade or some cooking kitchenware to help get you fueled up for the big game. Maybe it's a set of new snow tires or a tune-up to help you get there safely. Stop by the newly renovated Canadian Tire North Bay. Open 7 days a week and located conveniently at 890 McEwen Avenue. They have everything you need for this season. the Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalieresiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being a netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for the third period here between the Sioux Eagles and the Powassan Voodoos. It's currently 1-0 Powassan after 40 minutes of play. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Ben Long. Harrison Clements down at ice level getting video for us along with Cassie Millen and Mike Brown, the camera operator. But right now we're going to take you through some out-of-town scoreboards and check out how the rest of the league is shaping up. After 40 minutes of play, it's 2-2 between Hearst and French River. Timmins walking away in Espanola 5-1 so far. And after 40 minutes of play, Blind River has a 1-goal lead on the Sioux Thunderbirds. It's 3-2 Beavers. Ben, what are we looking for here in this third period?
For the Powassan Voodoos, they're going to want to make sure they play a little bit more disciplined this period, as they're the only team who's really had to do any real penalty killing. They had a 4-second power play at one point, but...
They did have a 3-minute power play.
Oh, I guess they did have that too. But,
which Jack Nolan was denied not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times if you count 2 whacks at it.
But possibly by the save of the year on one of them.
Oh, yeah.
That was an amazing. So they want to make sure to stay disciplined so that they can, maybe get some more of those chances instead of being the ones in the penalty box having to kill it. For the Eagles, they're just going to want to keep playing the game they're playing. They've got a lot of good chances. They just haven't found the back of the net. Wilcox has been great for Powassan.
53 seconds on the man advantage for the Eagles as they start off this frame. We were getting ready for the opening draw, but the Voodoos were trying to get away with the box not being in the box. As we're back underway now, the Eagles in their road whites are going left to right this period, and the Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left. Frederick sends the puck in, and it's kept out by Russo. Russo down the ice. The puck got away from him a little bit, but Fortson now has it in Eagles territory. This is the second straight period the Voodoos have started having to kill a penalty, and it really led to some momentum for the Sioux in the second period in the first half. At one point, the shots were 8-0 for the Sioux in that second frame. Fortson with the puck. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Starting from behind his own net, the puck stuck on the ice as he overskated it. Fortson down quickly into Voodoos territory. Fortson with the shot, and that one's kicked aside by Wilcox. The 27th shot he's faced this game. Now on the far side as we're back to 5-on-5. Puck comes back out to the point, and a good play there by Ellard knocks the puck away from a shooter. Now Ellard, the Voodoos have numbers. It's a 2-on-1. Caleb Ellard takes a shot, and what a save by Norrell. As Norrell's first chance against him this period is a good chance by Caleb Ellard.
I have to imagine that Ellard was hoping for possibly a rebound to DeBroy, who was streaking down the other side going to the net. But Norrell has been just amazing today and has made another save and just held that one in his body with no rebound for DeBroy to tap in.
Fisher sends the puck out and around. It's kept in by Powassan as Gunner gets to it on the far side. Gunner to Nolan. Nolan still battling for possession though as the puck comes to the blue line. Now Misa sends it right back in, but it's a delayed offside, so the Voodoos have to tag up rather. Now Nolan takes his man down hard. You talked about undisciplined play. There's an undisciplined penalty right there that the Voodoos have taken. And now, in the same corner in which Coleman was down, we see an Eagles player down as well, but he is moving.
And that was a completely unneeded hit from behind that, those are exactly the plays that we're trying to get out of the game. And it looks like
Nolan's being shown the gate.
Gate to the door, not to the penalty box.
So the Voodoos are down Caden Cowell. They're going to be down another goal scorer here in Jack Nolan. They're lucky that Coleman was able to come back. It's 2 on the board right now, so I'm guessing 2 and a 10. But if that was a 2 and a 10, he would be in the box. So Denchuk's going to serve the penalty.
I guess that's 2 in a game for him.
We'll have to listen to the announcement. Russo off the draw. And the Voodoos are back killing another penalty. The puck is blocked by Schunborn, and it's out of play. 5 seconds gone.
I'm always amazed by how brave these guys are going out to block these shots with the power that they get with these composite sticks. I remember back in my day of wood sticks and aluminum sticks. It took bravery to do it. With these harder shots kids are taking nowadays, it's amazing.
Near side, Schunborn nearly lost the puck. Now he does and can't get it out as the Voodoos had all the possession time in the world but couldn't get the puck out of their zone. Now Provorozniak with it. Far side to Fortson. And game misconduct for Jack Nolan. Near side! How did Wilcox get a piece of that? As he looked down and out, but somehow he got a piece of it into the corner. Provorozniak to Fortson. Another chance. Wilcox with another save. And already 29 shots on net against him. And he's looked spectacular all game.
Yeah, this has been really a goaltending battle. Both goalies have kept their teams in the game. This game should be way higher numbers on the scoreboard than we're seeing at 1-0 in favor of the Voodoos.
1:24 on the power play. Fredericks with the puck at the point. Takes another shot, another save for the goaltender Wilcox. 1:20 left on the man advantage. 1-0 Powassan.
And he was moving across the net and just squeezed it between his blocker and his glove and managed to hold on to it because that would have been a juicy rebound had he let that one out.
DeBroy in for the draw for Powassan. It's one back by the Eagles. Fredericks takes another shot. That one's up over the net, and it comes out, but no one was there for the Eagles. Now DeBroy tried to punch it through and out of the zone, but it's kept in by the Sioux. Fredericks walks the line. Over to Fortson. Fortson takes another shot. Wilcox with a save and another one! As Tyson Wilcox with 2 big saves on that penalty kill.
That was a couple remarkable saves there, including a lucky one that went over the net because Wilcox clearly had no eyes on that shot through bodies.
Puck back into Voodoos zone now. With 35 seconds left on the clock, it's pinned up against the boards. Russo battling for it. He's up against the boards right there. And it comes out to Provorozniak. Now Fortson on the far side, another save by Wilcox. As the one-time attempt couldn't find its way into the twine. Now another one, blocked by the goaltender, and he's just going to jump on the puck and cover it up. 13 seconds left on the man advantage. It's still 1-0 Powassan.
And this has been a great kill by Tyson Wilcox. Amongst the Voodoos having some good penalty kills in there, but he has looked fantastic this period so far. And he's going to have to keep it up with the shortages that Powassan has out of their goal scorers up front.
DuBroy, second on the team in goal scoring with 10 after scoring today. So they do still have some firepower up front as they're able to dump the puck down the ice, and it's in on Norrell, who just plays the puck to Fisher. We're back to 5-on-5 hockey as of right now. Fisher now with some speed through the neutral zone. Good stick there by DuBroy, knocked it away from him. And the puck back into Eagles territory, but the Eagles have possession. Now it's in the neutral zone. Ellard, who has the one good chance for Powassan this period, got it over to Dawson. Dawson, cross ice, gets it to Kratz. Kratz gets it to DuBroy, and DuBroy who's at the end of a shift, just dumps it in and goes for a change. Now on the near side, Eagles with possession again. That's Fisher. Goes cross ice for Reggett. Now it's back in to Voodoos territory for Smith. Smith down the ice was looking for Boys. Boys couldn't quite get to the pass, but he does pick it up in the neutral zone. Boys juggling the puck, sends it in over the red line, so no icing. Now Clark. Down the ice. Fortson walking in, couldn't get around Rotundo, and now he's on the far side with it. Stevens with the puck. His pass missed its intended target, and it's all the way down the ice to Norrell. Norrell plays it far side to his man now. That was Russell, and it's down into Voodoos territory. Rotundo plays it. He has Danilov all over him. Near side to McKillop. Back to Gunner. Gunner on the near side wall, battling for it. Marceau gets to it and sends it cross ice. Now Rotundo gets back to it. Rotundo still battling for possession on the far side corner. Comes out, McKillop gets to it. McKillop down the ice was looking for Dawson, Springham, but the puck was blocked by the Eagles and is sent back in. McKillop from behind the net to Gunner. Gunner tried to flip it out, is kept in by Clark only momentarily, as now it's called on the hand pass, it looks like, by the linesman.
We'll have a face-off here again just outside of the Powassan Voodoos blue line. They're fortunate back to be on the short changes because they got caught a couple times in dangerous long changes, so we're back in third period. They're happy to see that again.
Russo wins the draw. Coleman has to chase after it into his own zone, though, as now it's on the far side for DeBox. Dawson battling for it. It's pinned up against the boards on the far side. Still battling for it. Russo does get it out of the zone. Russo, type of player I think any team in any league would love to have, a guy like Justin Russo. As the puck is in.
That is, it's a very important role on a team. He's not the flashiest, most skilled guy out there, but he plays a very important role. He plays 100 feet of the ice, and he makes it, he's a good choice for any coach. It's easy time you can put him out there, face-off zone, your end, the other end. Great on face-offs, penalty kill, power play, he does it all.
Justin Russo with 7 goals on the season as we get an icing call here against the Eagles. 7 goals on the season, that's already 5 more than his best from last year, which is 2.
Yeah, he's really made great steps forward. Last year he looked good in a really defensive role that he had. He's looked great all over the ice.
He came alive in the playoffs, so and usually you can see playoff runs as like a springboard for the next season.
Yeah.
And he's definitely taken that. 22 points in 19 games. Justin Russo, one of the favorites I have in the league to watch. I would argue he's the best defensive forward I think in the league. And every time I look at him, I think Patrice Bergeron.
Yeah, that's the exact game that he plays. I think he plays a little more physical than Patrice Bergeron played, which is an added bonus.
Now puck dropped in the offensive zone. Caden Dubroy sends it in deep. Another guy I really like watching on Powassan. Down the ice, Kratz. He's been fantastic for Powassan since joining them about a month ago now. I want to talk about, Austin Seibel from BC and his family. Marcus Kratz from Labrador City, Labrador.
That's a good ways out there.
Cullison into Voodoos territory. Stops up, takes a hit. Still has the puck, though, as he goes cross ice. Call, blocked it with his stick, sent it to the near side for Gunner. Gunner tries to get around Provorozniak, but Provorozniak picks it up. Now Cullison with it. It's back down into the neutral zone. Ellard. It's played back, and guess what? Powassan having another penalty here as Rotundo is going to go to the box for roughing, I believe, with 13:08 left in the third. Shots on goal 34-17 in favor of the Sioux, by the way.
There was an eagle down, and his helmet's still not quite adjusted, but he's not leaving the ice, so it looks as Fredericks. Yeah, he's staying on for the power play. But yeah, remember what I was saying about discipline at the start of this period? I'm hoping I was wrong.
Voodoos have had to kill off 3 penalties this period. They started the period with 1, half of 1. They've taken 2 more. Schunborn gets to it though. Sends it right down the ice. Norrell plays it off to Fortson. Up the ice, Fredericks through the neutral zone. Cooper Fredericks to the outside. Gets it back to the blue line for Fortson. Fortson walks the line, takes the shot. That one hit a body and just went wide. Now Provorozniak with it. Walking the lines, Fortson to Fredericks. Fredericks with the shot, stopped by Wilcox. Rebound chance. Out front. What another save by Wilcox as the puck is loose and they call it down. The Eagles bench incensed. As there was, if you remember in the second, Ben, of course, there was that play where it squirted out and went over the line after the whistle had been blown.
Yep.
And that one might have been a little quick as well.
Yeah, I don't think Wilcox ever had control of it there. I think it went off of him, and maybe it was slow coming off him, but the ref lost sight of the puck, I guess. And that's what counts at the end of the day.
A minute 16 left on the man advantage for the Eagles. DeBroy in for the draw. Fredericks at the blue line again. Goes cross ice. Back to Fredericks. Near side. Back to Fortson. Over to Fredericks. He wound up for the one-timer. And Jackson gets to it and dumps it all the way down into the neutral zone. The one-time attempt had been fanned on by Fredericks. Puck bouncing all away from Fredericks here today on this man advantage. As he just missed the chance there on the pass. Now Fortson in his own zone with Dubroy on him. Dubroy knocked to the ice. Is Fortson. Provorozniak walks in. Voodoos pick it up though. That was Kratz and sends it right back down the ice. 30 seconds left on this man advantage. It's now Fortson through the neutral zone. Fortson stops up. Goes far side. Walking in, the puck just stuck there for a moment, so they overskated it. Now the puck is out of the zone with 10 seconds left on the man advantage by Stevens. Now Russo all over his man Fisher. And now down the ice goes Fisher again. Fisher walks in, goes around behind the net, back to 5-on-5. Stevens now with the puck, threw it on net. It hit a body, and it goes out of the zone. Fisher picking it up, carries it back into his own zone. 10:45 on the clock. It's 1-0 Powassan. Oland now with the puck in his own zone. Oland down the ice with some speed through the neutral zone, gained the red line and dumped it in. McKillop flips it down. It hit the line, or the referee, I believe, so it just stopped there in the corner. Now McKillop hits it off the boards and off the netting and out of play.
And as soon as the puck went up, we could see Chris Dawson down behind there with an exaggerated point up to the netting to help the referees know for sure that it hit the mesh.
He lives and dies by every play with this team, and it's hard not to when you help assemble a team, right?
Oh, for sure. Like, that's, his heart is in this team 100%.
I mean, that's how I feel with my fantasy hockey team, and that's just a fantasy hockey team. I helped assemble it. I'm living and dying by every play as Kratz down the ice. Well, we can't say enough good things about Chris on this broadcast.
Good friend to all of us.
Stuck in the corner. Big hit thrown there by Dubroy. And now Dubroy picks up the loose puck. And he flips it off the glass and out of play. One thing I want to say about, speaking of Dawson's, when we talk about the Voodoos team, is last year we didn't see Dubroy or Dawson killing any penalties.
Correct.
This year they both are, and they were both out there. And I got to say, the penalty killing by that pair this year has been fantastic and fun to watch.
They've been really good today. I've seen Mies out there on the penalty kill a bunch, and he's looked really good out there today. I remember seeing him in training camp thinking he's going to be really good for the team this year, and he's had, I think, a bit slower start than I've expected, but he's had a really quietly solid game today.
Yeah, Misa through 17 games, only 4 points, 1 goal, 3 assists, but he's bringing an edge to this team for sure. He brings some speed to it as well. Schunborn taken to the ice behind the net. As he's still down on the ice, he's slow to get up. Dawson has the puck pinned up against the wall. Schunborn still down on the ice.
It looks like he was slew-footed. They're calling for the trainer, though. He's not moving easily.
Well, Haas springing into battle. Braden Haas, it's got to be interesting for him. I mean, he's kind of become a part-time trainer this year with Trevor Wing taking over more because Haas is a little bit busier than usual. But he was the trainer of that U18 Trappers team the year that they won the championship. And basically all those guys on that team, almost all those guys are
A bunch of those guys are here.
yeah. So Schunborn's still not really moving.
Yeah, he looks down and in a lot of pain still.
That's what we said about Coleman, but Coleman was able to come back. Hopefully Schunborn's able to come back because Voodoo's bench is going to start looking real depleted soon.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to see injured players at all, especially this age group. And for the Voodoos, as a fan of the team, it's getting short there, and the IR list is piling up.
Schunborn skating slowly back under the help of Dawson. The referees had converged on a certain spot to talk it through, but no penalty is coming.
I'm a little surprised. I thought that was a trip or a salute, like his feet were taken out from underneath him. I'm not sure how, but we're at a mid-period break here, though, so we'll be back after this.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Average Joe's Eatery. Average Joe's, where we want your experience here to be a happy one. 3501 Trout Lake Road.
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex for our second Voodoos game in as many days. Voodoos falling in overtime to the Hearst Lumberjacks last night at home ice. And now they're up 1-0 so far with the Eagles with under 10 minutes left. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Ben Long. And it's been a fun one here so far, Ben.
This period for sure has been all Eagles. If we look at the shot clock, 17 for Powassan to 36. Wilcox has been amazing standing on his head to keep this game at what it is.
A little fist bump there with Seibel. One thing that's interesting I noticed about Seibel, especially when I was in Kirkland Lake and Wilcox played that game, so we got to see him, you know, if you look over there, he's wearing batting gloves on both his hands when he has his gloves on. I mean, even without his gloves on.
Interesting.
Yeah. Got to get him on the podcast and ask him what that's all about.
Keep those fingies warm.
Especially in the Sportsplex.
Yeah.
I can tell you the rink in Temiskaming, much warmer. Delise with a shot. That one's blocked aside by Wilcox as we're back underway. Near side, Fisher with it. Sends it right back in deep. Dubroy behind the net. Puck comes out. Dubroy. Puck bounces, though, as it hit a body after Dubroy had knocked it out front. Marceau and Coleman kind of mixing things up. Now Dubroy has something to say to Marceau before they're separated.
Marceau took a little swipe at Wilcox's glove after he'd covered up and the face-off had gone, and the refs have blown the whistle a couple times now to get them to separate, and everyone's gone their own ways.
Caden Dubroy spent his time playing for the Sudbury U18 Nickel Capitals, the same year that those Trappers went and won the league championship. Him and Tyson Risman were fun to watch in that U16 year, too.
They both very talented players.
Now Risman playing for Halliburton, battalion prospect, or player, I guess you could say at this point. He's played a few games for them. Dawson on the far side. Ellard taken into the boards. Now the Eagles with the puck again as they get a Voodoo sandwich there by Ellard and Dawson. Now Russo picks up the puck and dumps it back in. Fisher with it on the near side. Fisher has Dawson all over him, but he gets away. Fisher through the neutral zone. Going end to end here as he goes behind the Voodoo's net now. Fisher still with possession, threw it out front. No one was there. Dawson's able to get out of danger and send it down the ice. Poe flips it back. Now picking it up and going the other way is Delise. Back for Fisher. Down the ice quickly. A good stretch pass there, but there was no opening into the Voodoo zone. Marceau with the puck. Walks in, and they knock Wilcox off, and the Eagles bench thought that they had scored, but the puck was loose the whole time. Now Dubroy walks in. Dubroy takes a shot. Glove saved there by Norrell.
And Norrell's had a quiet period so far, so I'm sure the Voodoos want to get a couple quick shots on him, see if they can test him. little surprised there wasn't a goalie interference call on that play where Marceau clearly ran directly into Wilcox.
8:02 on the clock, 1-0 Voodoos lead. The Eagles bench thought that they had scored there. Stevens with the puck. McKillop flips it right back in cross ice, but he was at the red line, so no icing. Reggett with the puck. Down the ice. And it's flipped back into Eagles territory. On the far side. That's flipped right back down by the Voodoos. Misa had the puck, but now it's back. And Boys was all over Stevens. McKillop up for Boys. Boys chips it in. No icing. It looked like he was on the Voodoos side of the red line where he was, but the Voodoos will take it. Coming out of his zone now. The Eagles. Clark sends it in to Box. Flips it out of his zone again and right back down the ice. Russell with the puck. Goes for a skate now. Flips it down. It's Coleman who stopped it up at the blue line. DeBroy picking it up. Under 7 minutes here in this third period to go. Dawson chipped it out. Now Ellard with some speed. Provorozniak makes the play up to Fredericks though. Fredericks down the ice. Stopped up there by DeBox, and he sends it right back to Eagles territory. Puck flipped down the ice. Fredericks picks it up. Going cross ice, Provorozniak takes the shot. Wilcox with the save, and the rebound's right on him, so he covers up. And we'll get another stoppage here.
And the Voodoos have settled into their 2 attackers, 3 defenders strategy where one of the forwards is hanging back every time the puck goes into the offensive zone to do the best they can to hold this 1-0 lead for the remaining 6 minutes and 28 seconds.
Puck to the blue line, Hop with it, sends it right back in. Misa battling for it again, Russo along with Gunner. Big hit leveled there as Kratz sends his man down, and that's going to be a penalty there for unsportsmanlike conduct.
It was called head. He looked like he made a head shot call first and then made an unsportsmanlike call. 2 minutes for head and unsportsmanlike?
This will make a very dramatic turn of events. If it's a 4-minute penalty, it looks like it's just 2 on the board right now. But again, the Voodoos having to kill another penalty. The law of averages would dictate that it'll eventually even out, but with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left, I don't think so.
So a second player has gone to the box.
Denchuk.
But there's still only 2 minutes on the board.
Now the face-off won. Fisher missed it, so it's down the ice, and that'll kill off some time here. Fisher behind his net. Starts up. Looking up the ice, finds Stevens. Stevens lost the puck though, and McKillop picks it up. McKillop sends it right back down the ice. Under 6 minutes on the clock. Norrell nearly gave that away to Russo, who would have had a wide open net. Now Fisher down the ice. Steps back. It's left for Oland. Oland for Fisher. Fisher. Another chance there for Stevens on the one-timer. That's been a couple of fanned one-time attempts we've seen in this game by the Eagles. Back to Fisher. Fisher takes a shot. They score! Stevens on the doorstep. Ties it up. Stevens, 6th of the season. And you had to think that was coming for a while with the amount of penalties that the Voodoos have been given.
I was going to say it was inevitable with the amount of power play chances that the Eagles have had, with that being their 39th shot going up on the board. It was inevitable that eventually one's going to go by Wilcox. There's only so much one player can do.
Wilcox has stood on his head and then some in this game. And now the Voodoos, who have been on their heels for most of it, have to find a way to get back on the attack. Now it's to Gunner. Gunner falling to his knee. Couldn't get the puck in deep, though, as the puck flipped back in by the Eagles. Down the ice to Lies. Cross ice again. Now it's to Dawson. Dawson through the neutral zone, far side to Call. And it's going to be a delayed offside here for the Voodoos, so they have to tag up, so the Eagles get the puck back down into Voodoos territory. Fredericks battling for it. Gets it to Danilov. Back to Fredericks. To the point. Now back out front. It's sent, but Gunner picks it off. Gunner tried to flip it out of the zone. And now there's a penalty coming to the Eagles as Call took a late hit on that one. Danilov just trying to get away from it, went right back to the bench. Now it looks like Caulfield's going to go, actually.
I was sure it was that play against Call, but Caulfield wasn't in that area, so I'm unsure what the play was that called it, but either way, there's 2 minutes on the board with 4:23 left in the game.
Interference, the call. Thank you, cameraman Mike. Dubroy with the puck at the point. It's in now for Boys. Boys twisting and turning, falls to the ice though. And now he's taken hard into the boards, but Gunner gets to it. Back to Boys. Boys. Twisting and turning on the half wall, back to Dubroy. Dubroy to Boys. Boys. Cross ice to Smith. Smith tried the one-time attempt. And now the Eagles, if they go quickly, have a 2-on-1. Oland takes the shot, stopped by Wilcox. And Fredericks came in pretty hot on that one.
Was right in on Wilcox on that when Wilcox had it. And again, up to the task, held onto the puck, no rebound for Fredericks, who was right there on the doorstep. But there's a face-off now in their defending zone.
40 shots on goal to 18 for the Voodoos. The Eagles lead, of course, in that category. The Eagles just happy to play the puck back into the neutral zone and play it around. Now they send it right back in. Rotundo with it. Rotundo has possession behind his net. Mason Rotundo, who had a penalty shot attempt in the last game, gets it to Misa. Misa to Dawson. It's sent right in. And now Hopp sends it right back out. Wilcox plays the puck at his net. Wilcox tried to flip the puck over the Eagles, and now the high stick saved that one from going very far, but the Eagles couldn't play it. Now Call. Out front, Dawson had it, and it hopped over his stick. In the slot, too. Now near side for Misa. Misa tried to stop up. He had the puck knocked away from him. It's back now for Ellard. Near side, back out front for Ellard. Takes a shot off the post. Ellard in now for Call. It's sent down the ice by the Eagles. Wilcox plays it. Left for Rotundo. Rotundo, as there's less than a minute on the man advantage. Rotundo out of his zone. Nearly lost it. He does. It's sent back in by the Eagles. And now Boys has to play it behind his net. Boys. For Smith. That'll do it here pretty much for this power play. Smith to the far side for Gunner. And it's sent in. Russo comes back for it. Boys to it. Back to the point for Smith. Smith to Boys. Boys walks down and around. Sends it back to Smith. Smith had it hop over his stick. Now he's in a foot race. Smith diving for the puck. Knocked over his man, and now the puck comes out of play. And we'll get a stoppage here with 2:03 on the clock. 1-1 between these two teams.
Barring any last-minute changes, we might be heading for some bonus hockey here after this third period. But the Voodoos are very lucky to be in the period tied at 1 with 2 minutes left. Wilcox has gone above and beyond today. Goaltending on both sides has been fantastic, but Wilcox has just been incredible time and time and time again.
You have to think it might be a little bit of a different outcome if the Voodoos have out front. Oh, on the rebound, and how did that one not go in? As a one-time attempt from Fisher handcuffed Wilcox, and he turned around and was able to cover it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It seemed to hit his glove and kind of bent the glove back and fell behind him. But fortunately didn't make its way out of the blue paint before Wilcox was able to recover it.
Anyways, what I was trying to say was, makes you wonder how much of a different game this would be with guys like Pelche, Cowell, and Nolan in for the whole game.
Oh, it'd be, those are big game makers for them.
Down the ice. Powassan goes and chasing after it. Russo behind the net. It's another chance there. That was Reget with it. And now the Eagles have the puck down the ice. Provorozniak takes another shot. Wilcox with another save. Minute 30 left on the clock.
Wilcox made no mistake of that one and held on to it with his glove. Going to face off again to his trapper side.
Coming into the season, looking at the goaltending tandem, it was Miles Gordon and Tyson Wilcox. And I'll finish that thought off in a moment. As the puck is being dropped to the glove side of Wilcox. And the Voodoos win the draw. Rotundo back to McKillop. McKillop looking down the ice. Finds Dawson. Dawson had the puck hop away from him, though. And now the puck comes back out. Rotundo had it hop away from him, so McKillop picks it up. McKillop to Rotundo. Rotundo finds Dawson in the neutral zone. Dawson walks in, he shoots, it's off the post! Caleb Dawson had the game on his stick there. Oh, that would have been an amazing goal. He had that corner picked.
That was an incredible shot. And that puck was moving.
He's got a sneaky good shot, like we said earlier in the game.
Find him.
Wow. Bringing it back. Russo at the draw. As it's back to Smith at the point. Smith takes a shot. We're into the final minute here of the third. Caulfield. Down the ice, Fredericks gets it back into Voodoos territory past Coleman. Russo ties his man up. 45 seconds on the clock. The Eagles get it in. Clark with it. Sharp angle shot. Wilcox makes the save. As I was going to say a couple of moments ago, though they came into the season with a tandem of Miles Gordon and Tyson Wilcox, and many people looked at that and said, oh, those were the third and fourth stringers last year. Goaltending might be the issue this year. Well, Gordon's moved on, but they brought in Austin Seibel, and both him and Tyson Wilcox have been the strength of this team.
Yeah, especially tonight. But Wilcox, we mentioned at the start of the game, he has a shiny white glove. It's a lot less white by the end of this game.
I said it about Seibel yesterday. He's seeing more rubber than the Trans-Canada Highway. As now Boyce and Dubroy knocked down. It's in the corner, though. Russo back to the point. Coleman takes the shot. That one's wide of the net. Now Smith, he falls down. The Eagles with one chance here. Fortson walking in. Fortson chance. Wilcox. That one slid in at the whistle, though, as Coleman had it underneath him. Wilcox with the save, though.
The puck, again, went into the net, but after the whistle went, because Wilcox had the puck in control under him, and he was collided into, and that pushed the puck in the net.
13 seconds on the clock. It's 1-1.
And Peter Goulet's yelling to timeout, and the refs didn't hear him, but buzzer went, and we're having timeout here.
Anyways, yeah, Wilcox and Seibel have definitely been the strength of this team. Goal scoring has been missing.
And that was coming into this year we thought was going to be a strength for them. It's been not quite there, but I think we've seen it in streaks, so we know the ability is there. It's just not been steady as we would like to see.
Goes to show how much of experts we are.
Right?
We know that hockey.
Yeah, we do.
13 seconds left. The game yesterday went to overtime. The Voodoos fell in overtime. And right now, 13 seconds left. There might be time for one more play for either side.
Yeah, we have time for one rush or a couple quick shots for the Eagles, depending on who gets control off this face-off. And no surprise, Justin Russo was in for the Voodoos.
It's put in behind the net by McKillop, or by Rotundo. McKillop has the puck. McKillop as the Russo, Dubroy, and Dawson line re-emerges here from last season. And we will go to overtime, so Powassan's guaranteed at least 2 out of 4 points this weekend, as they picked up a point yesterday, and they're picking up at least a point today. For those of you at home who watched last night, well, you know what I'm about to say, but for those of you that didn't watch last night, and you haven't paid attention to the NOJHL rulebook, well, it's different this year. It's 3-on-3 hockey for 7 minutes, and if the game's not decided, well, guess what? Ties are back.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, me too. I don't like shootouts.
I enjoy them. I view them the same way as 3-on-3. They're entertaining to watch, but they're not real hockey.
Yeah, but 3-on-3 at least, it kind of feels like there's more. It's less of a skills competition.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
But either way, 7 minutes on the clock. The Lumberjacks didn't need much time last night. It was in the first minute.
You know how I think they should decide ties? Send them next door and do a one-off
Do
curling.
curling, yeah. Flip a coin maybe instead.
I think of curling. Let's make them do something else, completely unrelated.
Go outside, take the baseball bat, put it against your forehead, spin around it 3 times. Come back in, see if you shoot a puck.
If you go on the other side of the curling, you do have the baseball diamond there.
That's true.
Home run derby.
I'm here for a home run derby, especially in the middle of summer or winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be miserable, but here we go. Why not?
They have winter baseball here every year. There's a baseball hockey tournament that falls somewhere in. It's in towards spring, but definitely still snow on the ground usually.
All right. Well, we're underway here in overtime as Jackson Smith brings the puck into Eagles territory. Smith sends it back for Dubroy. Dubroy sends it in deep. And now the Eagles have it. The Voodoos in their home greens are going right to left this period. The Eagles in their road whites are going right to left. As now the Eagles walk back in. Provorozniak trying to get around Smith. Can't quite. And now it's left but picked off by Dubroy briefly. Now walking in. Chance there for the Eagles. And Wilcox with another big save. His resume is getting real long in this one.
Again today, Wilcox has kept them in the game. He may not have the save of the season like we saw at the other end of the ice, but he has made so many saves. 44 so far.
To be exact. Norrell on the other side, 18.
18 saves. I mean, one of them was good enough to count for a few. But.
Oh, goaltending. It's been a goaltending clinic as Fisher on both sides as Fisher walks the blue line. It's kept in just briefly by the Eagles. Now a good stick by Coleman knocks the puck loose. Russo down the ice. Russo walks in. Russo walking in, takes the shot, he scores! Justin Russo! His 8th of the season! It sends Powassan home victorious tonight! '20th shot! Second goal! Justin Russo, the overtime hero in Powassan!
That was an amazing play, and Justin Russo, of all the forwards on this team, Justin Russo has really put in 100% effort the whole game. Every shift he was out there, he was hustling and driving. And it's fitting that he's the one that sends home the overtime winner. But to me, the number one star of this game has to be Tyson Wilcox.
Wilcox for sure, finishing the game with 44 saves. None bigger perhaps than his 44th just moments ago. Leading to the overtime winner by Russo, and Norrell will finish with a .900 save percentage, which many might say that's not great. He was fantastic.
He only let in one goal this whole game, made 20 saves, including, again, possibly the save of the year. So for him to come away from that effort with a loss is really a heartbreaking effort for Norrell to see. But amazing game.
We were singing his praises all game long. Caleb Dawson picking up the assist. And Coleman picking up the other assist as well. Well, that'll do it from this game here. The Voodoos picking up 3 out of 4 points. Ben, before we go, your final thoughts on this one.
Powassan got lucky that Wilcox was there to hold them in this game. This result is not what happened on the ice dictated should have been the outcome. But Great effort by a lot of players on the Voodoos, especially with having that short bench by the end of the game. And great effort by the Eagles out there as well. They worked really hard, but Wilcox he was the story of the game.
You're going to see that Norrell save for sure later on. I guarantee it.
I hope that Wilcox saves makes the effort from this week as well.
Tyson Wilcox have a game, 44 saves. Oh my goodness, it looks like all 3 stars coming from Powassan. As we're going to keep this one going just for this moment because they deserve it. Caden DuBroy, your 3rd star, picking up the first goal of the game. He's been fantastic. 2nd star, Justin Russo. Again, the overtime winner deserving. And no surprise, Tyson Wilcox. Named number 1 star here. That'll do it for us on the front line. What a fun weekend of hockey it is. Voodoos with 3 out of 4 points in these 2 games. Losing last night to Hearst, winning tonight in overtime to the Sioux Eagles. Getting some revenge on the Eagles too. He's Ben Long. I'm Courtney Kenny for Cassie Millen and Harrison Clements and also cameraman Mike. That'll do it here from the Sportsplex. As always, keep your eye on the front line.
Why is Northern Honda servicing more cars of all makes and models? Let's count the ways. 1. Our state-of-the-art facility has award-winning technicians. 2. Northern Honda has the lowest tire price guarantee, no matter what you drive. 3. The lowest synthetic oil change guarantee, and every 5th oil change is free for all makes and models. Plus, new Honda buyers get brake pads for life. See the service difference at Northern Honda, 1250 Seymour beside Home Depot.
The Goalie Resiliency Podcast, hosted by Chris Dawson and Dr. Rob Graham. With player interviews new and old, goalie insights, and everything you need to know about being in netminder, this is the podcast to check out. You can subscribe at youtube.com/goalie resiliency or instagram.com/goalie_resiliency.